Hello there. Up to now, I've only put videos up of Nessie actually on the water, and then I realised, unless you've actually seen David's video over on Cruising the Cut, you may not actually know anything about Nessie. So what I thought I'd do in this video is get her out the shed and take you for a wander round. This is Nessie, a boat that I built from the remains of a derelict fishing boat that originally resided on Loch Ness in Scotland. The only original woodwork left on Nessie is the gunnels, which I was luckily able to restore, but absolutely everything else you see, including sections of the fiberglass hull, are brand new and hand built by myself. I'm currently in the process of making a series of videos called Nessie's Story, which is going to show the entire build from start to finish using footage that I took along the way. But for now, let's go for a wander around Nessie and I'll show you some of the features that she has. We'll start with the cleats. Nessie has a pair at the stern and a pair at the bow. We use these to moor up and to manoeuvre Nessie around. Forward of the bow cleats, there's a heavy steel frame which is used to winch Nessie onto the trailer. Also at the bow is the first passenger seat that comes with a nice tartan blanket. As we move aft, there are two more passenger seats just in front of the engine casing, and these come with nice plush tartan cushions and padded seats. Aft of the helm is a padded bench seat suitable for two people. Again, this comes with nice plush tartan cushions. This seat also covers the first of a few storage compartments, so let's take it off and have a nosy what's underneath. In this compartment is stored an emergency set of oars in case of mechanical failure, a little pike fishing rod in case I find a nice spot on the canal, and this, a navigation light pole with tunnel lamp, and I'll show you how this works now. If we move all the way forward, at the bow I've mounted this special socket which is also wired into the switchboard. The navigation light pole then simply plugs in and screws into place. The light pole can then be extended, and the tunnel lamp plugged into a socket at the side. This can all now be operated by the switchboard at the helm. Nessie also has a set of LED night lights which can be operated by the same switchboard. These are dark red in colour so as not to affect night vision. They illuminate all the controls along with the propeller shaft and the water lubricated stern gland just to check all's well. It's probably a bit overkill to be honest, but better safe than sorry. When you finish your nighttime sailing escapades, the navigation light pole takes only mere seconds to unplug and fold away. This can then be stored back under the rear seat. Underneath the portside step is a locker that contains all the brew tackle you'll ever need, along with the stove, cleaning supplies, tools and the electrical box. In the locker on the starboard side are where the normal canal tools are kept, along with Nessie's anchor, mooring lines and buoyancy aids. Mounted on the rear bulkhead of this compartment there is a bilge pump, which draws water from the bilge well, which is located within Nessie's keel. The hatch covers are held closed by the spring tension in the hinges. From the outside, Nessie resembles a steam launch, which was always my intention with the design. However, she's actually powered by a highly marinized Kubota air-cooled petrol engine, so although Nessie's funnel doesn't actually draw from a boiler, it is inherently functional as part of the design. As the fan on the front of the engine draws cool air in through that brass vent, all the hot air from cooling the engine and the exhaust gases are expelled out of the top of the funnel and well overboard. Controls for Nessie's transmission and engine are nice and simple, with a head, neutral and a stern on the right hand side, and the throttle for the engine on the left. Power from Nessie's transmission is sent via a propeller shaft, which goes through a water lubricated stern tube assembly. This then drives a 7.5 by 7 inch 3-bladed propeller, which when running at full speed runs at 2045 RPM. Next to the outlet of the bilge pump on the starboard side just above the waterline lies another port. This port is used for flushing the stern tube assembly and also for running Nessie on dry land. Simply remove the brass cap and install a hose lock attachment. Below the waterline on the starboard side is a water inlet. This allows lubricating water to be pulled through the stern tube assembly by the vacuum created by the propeller. Using the cap removed from the other port, this can now be blanked off, which allows Nessie to be plugged into a hosepipe and run on dry land. Nessie's steering is controlled by quite a large rudder, which is cable and chain operated via the wheel at the helm. Access to the rudder mechanism can be gained by removing the plate at the bottom of the fuel tank compartment. The compartment houses a 24-litre portable fuel tank and is also vented overboard at the bottom to prevent a dangerous build-up of petrol fumes. On top of the fuel tank compartment there is a vented hatch which allows the fuel lines to be removed quickly in an emergency. Under this cover on the starboard side is the 12-volt fuel system which sends fuel from the tank to Nessie's engine. On the port side is where a few spare parts are kept, just in case of breakdown. On top of the fuel tank compartment cover, right at the stern, is where the flagstaff is mounted. This holds the red ensign and also the flagstaff cam, which allows me to get some nice footage when we're out on the water. So there you go, that's Nessie in a nutshell, and I hope it helped you get to know Nessie just a little better. If you want to know more about Nessie, please like and subscribe because I've got a couple of series on the way. One series will cover the entire build of Nessie, while the other one will focus entirely on Nessie's mechanical systems and gubbins. Thanks ever so much for watching, take care,